Welcome back. This is your man Warrior. This is another patron roster review. This is Tacomastr with the Imperial Reich. What's happening? Now, he is a guild leader and he loves, and I mean loves, the dark side. And so he wanted me to look at the possibility of how can he get to heroic status with his guild. And aside from just, you know, bringing the constant trying to ask people, hey, into my guild, there's a couple of things. One, you could take your most active players and you could move into another guild, which I know is not what you want to do, or you can continue to grow your guild. Growing your guild, you could go to the Facebook page, which is just Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes recruiting or recruits, and you can look for individuals there. The other thing is you're really close to a heroic, and so what you could do until you guys are developed to that way is you could just hire a merc. There are mercenaries out there that will just, you know, they got 3 million GP, they can solo everything, and basically, you know, if you let them take #1 in the raids, they'll go ahead and go in and you can launch the heroic raids and they'll clear pretty much everything, and your guild can just go in and do their little pop shots and place with the rest of the slots. There's a lot of mercenaries out there that as long as they're getting #1, they're happy to come in, do this for a little bit until you guys, you know, get the rewards you need and then bounce out. I can't honestly tell you how to get a mercenary because I've never gotten one, but I've heard a dozen people talking about them doing that often. Even some of my patrons have had that happen. So there's that. You did mention about resistance being a possible priority for you. You know the importance of resistance, and also for CLS, for Commander Luke, you needed Old Ben, so you were farming Old Ben. You also want to know a little bit about Arena, kind of how you could tweak Arena. Rancor, you know, you wanted to be able to go through the Rancor with what you have, and then crystal management. You know, everybody, because you're completely free to play, you're going on almost close to a year, and you're wanting to know about, you know, crystal management. How are you going to manage as a free to play? And so I'm really excited this week. All of the different roster reviews I'm loading out are pretty much all free to play. I think I have like one Dolphin, the rest are all free to play. So this is really exciting to get individuals who have not really spent any money in the game. So this is exciting. So we're going to first start with Arena, and what you have here with Sith Assassin, Savage, Darth Nihilus, Darth Vader, Zeta, and Royal Guard is an excellent team for what you have. It's a great dark side team, and you're in the top 200 for free to play. That's great. The other suggestion, and you may not like it, would be Rex lead, because you've got Rex at gear 10 right there, and then you would probably want to put in Thrawn, which you have down only at gear 7, 5 stars, so you're going to have to, you know, get him up a little bit higher. Of course, you're going to have to get him up to, you know, gear 8, 9, 10. You're going to have to get him up. This is an arena team, so you're going to want to just, you know, try and max him out, and he's a difficult gear for sure. He's really difficult to gear. Of course, in this team, you could throw in R2-D2. R2-D2 is also 7 stars, but only at gear 7. So this is not an alternate team that's ready right now to change out. I think what you're doing, you're going to have to stick with until you develop these other characters. But Rex, you know, R2-D2, using also your Thrawn and Darth Nihilus, and then you could throw in another character when you get your CLS, which hopefully we'll be having another shot at that in December, I'm hoping. You know, once you have your Old Ben leveled up, you could throw in CLS into that, or you could throw in another massive damage dealer such as Kylo Ren or Princess Leia. So, but for now, what you have is probably the best with what you have. Again, it's really difficult with free to play because you can only level up a certain number of characters in the, you know, period of time that you've been playing, because you have been playing for less than 1 year. As far as Rancor goes now, that one's a little bit easier. You've actually got some decent characters. You've got Darth Vader. Darth Vader's also a Zeta for you, so that's excellent. Your goal for all speeds in Arena are always going to be as high as you can get those characters, but for Rancor, you really want to get over 180 speed. If you can get over 180 speed with most of your characters, you're going to be able to probably solo it once you really learn the strategy behind the solo team. So Darth Vader's there to basically just do a little bit of turn meter reduction. You also got a gear 10 TIE Fighter pilot. He's going to work well in this team. He's going to be able to put tenacity down, which helps a little, and you're also going to be able to get a lot of damage output out of him, and because he's Empire underneath Darth Vader, he's going to do some turn meter reduction. Now you also have Bistan, and Bistan is great for turn meter reduction. He can take away right here, dealing physical damage and removing turn meter equal to his potency. So what you really want to do is get his potency up, which, by the way, he gets 10% potency for each rebel ally. So you're going to want to bring in at least one of the rebel allies so you can get a plus 20% potency, 10 for him and 10 for another ally. You could either use Jyn Erso or R2-D2. And since your Jyn Erso is only 6 stars right now, what I would recommend is the T-Bow and R2-D2 combination. And basically the way this works is T-Bow can stealth himself for a couple of turns, and when he's in stealth, he removes turn meter. You want his potency really high, preferably around 80%, but anything over 65%, and you'll get some pretty good consistent results. Now, why you want to use him with R2-D2? R2-D2 will put up smoke screen for a couple of turns, and so between the smoke screen stealth and T-Bow's own stealthing capability, he will be in stealth for the entire duration of the battle. And so between R2's and his, you've got to time them right. You can't just auto battle this, but you can keep him in stealth 24/7, which will allow for T-Bow to constantly have the attempt every time he does his basic to go ahead and remove the turn meter from the Rancor, with Biston being able to remove up to 100% turn meter as well. And then you've also got TIE Fighter Pilot and Darth Vader reducing 50% turn meter. And then with TIE Fighter Pilot and Darth Vader, 50% of the time removing some turn meter, you've got them, T-Bow and Biston removing turn meter, and R2-D2 there again, just keeping T-Bow in stealth so he's consistent with his turn meter reduction. As far as ships go, I mean, look at you. You're doing really good for free-to-play. You're in 35th slot. You've obviously cared about ships. Ships equal crystals. I mean, if you can get into the top 20, they're going to equal crystals, and you're using the Executrix, so that's really good. You're also using a lot of good ships like Biggs and the TIE Fighter, the TIE Advance, those kinds. What I would suggest for your ships in your main lineup, now again, take everything I say in ships with a grain of salt. You're at 35. That's really, really good. And you're over 1 million galactic power in less than a year free to play. That's really, really good. Obviously, ships were important to you, and so I'm proud of you on that. So great job on that. But I would recommend the Umbaran Starfighter. You've got that one right down there in the middle right. That's an excellent ship. Of course, run your Biggs. He's in your top right. And then, of course, the Imperial TIE Fighter and the TIE Advanced. The other ship I would run, who's pretty low right now, is the First Order TIE Fighter. You're going to have to work on him, both the character and the ship, get it up a little bit higher. But the First Order TIE Fighter is an MVP on the team that you're building, and it would be an MVP on your existing team. Same thing with Biston's U-Wing. Those two ships are really amazing, but if I was going to pick one of the two, I would pick First Order TIE Fighter. He's just a mad damage dealer, and he can definitely do target lock, and with multiple shots, it's just really, really great. And then for the backup, I would use the Scimitar first, so he comes in and then once they kill Biggs, he'll come in and then he'll put that up on the Umbaran, which will make them go through a second tank before they kill anybody. And then Slave 1 is there to come in and just wipe the other side, and you still have 5s in his AoE, so you're going to have multiple AoEs between those two. And then the last ship I'd probably have in your backup is going to be Jedi Consular, just because he's one of your highest leveled ships. He's going to be able to, add protection back and call and assist, and there's some really cool stuff that Jedi Consular does. So definitely, Umbaran, Biggs, the Imperial TIE Fighter, the TIE Advanced, First Order TIE Pilot, and then in the backup you have Scimitar, Slave 1, Jedi Consular, and using Executrix. Now, you did ask about crystal management. For free to play, or for anybody for that sake, anybody who's not spending any money at this moment, maybe you're a dolphin that spends some money, but you're not going to spend any money in the next 60 days kind of thing, or whatever, or you're just plumb free to play. You only get so many crystals a day. You may or may not get any in ships, probably not, and you may or may not get some, very much in arena, but through your dailies and through arena, you should be able to get between 200 to 400 crystals for the average person. And then what do you do with those 400 crystals? And what I suggest is whatever you earn daily, and you should know approximately what you're earning in crystals daily, divide it up in half. Half of it used for energy refreshes, for gearing, because you're going to have to continue to do the perpetual gearing cycle. It's not very fast, but that's what I would do, is half for that. The other half I would use saving it, and I would use it, so if you're getting 400 crystals a day, I would put 200 towards the 50 refreshes or the 100 refreshes in Cantina, which one or the other, I would alternate days on those. And then on gearing, I would save up the other half. 200 a day times 7 days is 1400. It's enough to buy one big awesome piece of gear for one of really important characters a week, and so you're going to be able to, when you get stuck on gear 8 on a particular character and you're needing that Carbanti, or you're needing that stun cuff or that stun gun, or you're needing that raid piece, you're going to be able to just buy it. Just outright buy it. But you're going to have to remember how many crystals a day that you're allotted, so you can continue to save every day throughout that week, so you can continue to do that. But for free to play, what that's going to do is some of your gear, the lower level gear, you'll be able to farm up on characters, and then the higher level gear you'll be able to just buy outright from the store, from your savings. And through this, certain key characters will get leveled up higher, and those characters, the higher they get, the better you place, the more crystals you get, and it starts to snowball in that effect. So I hope that that helps you with crystals. Tacomastr, you're doing excellent for where you're at in free to play. Your ships, like I said, are better than some pay to play guys. It really is. And as far as your arena team, I know it's not the ideal arena team, but you love your dark side, and it's the best of what you currently have. So, you know, no harm, no foul. I think it's great. Definitely finish off Old Ben so you can get Commander Luke. And I know you said you wanted to potentially focus on resistance. I would highly recommend that. You're going to have resistance for, you know, Galactic War and the raids. It's going to absolutely crush or dominate when you guys decide to switch over to doing heroic. That's going to help significantly in the AAT. They're also going to help you in territory battles and whatnot. So as always, if you guys have any questions, or if you have any suggestions for Tacomastr, leave them down in the comments below, and keep your gaming on. Warrior out.